Princess Peach slipping from one cosplay to the next, now that's a good marketing idea. However, whether that makes for a consistent video game is a different topic. In fact, trailers for Princess Peach Showtime didn't really give a concrete idea of how all these wacky Peach scenarios, from Superhero Peach to Mermaid Peach, are gonna play out as one coherent whole. The answer was more simple than expected. While not as traditional as the first Peach game on Nintendo DS a long time ago, the Switch spin-off still is a platformer at its core. Each level being a magical theater play where the genre of the quote-unquote plot dictates how Peach plays, which in most cases consists of simple platforming and simple brawling, with a few more or less sophisticated minigame levels in between. Obvious comparisons could be drawn to Sony's Puppeteer, but I've never played that one, so I can't really comment how it compares, just that Peach didn't break new grounds here. Apart from that, it unmistakably belongs to the same category of Nintendo platformers such as Yoshi, which aim at their youngest crowd with even lower difficulty than usual. Being made by the developer Goodfeel, also responsible for titles like Kirby's Epic Yarn, a game in which you couldn't even fail. Yet I'm not ashamed to say that that was one of my favorite games on Wii, boasting lots of unique gameplay mechanics and ideas in its visual presentation. Now does the same ring true for Princess Peach? Not quite. Low difficulty isn't as much of a problem as low complexity. Each roll or power-up that the princess obtains is controlled with nothing but the jump button and one single action command, be it a whip for Cowgirl Peach or a hookshot for Thief Peach and so on, with more simple controls than even your typical Kirby transformation, making some of these scenarios not as fleshed out as they could be, in many cases resorting to auto-scrolling and QTEs to make the setups work with only one button. There are points where the gameplay comes together quite nicely, but sometimes only in the final stage of one roll. But as someone familiar with many beginners platformers like Hey Pikmin or Yoshi's Story, Peach doesn't belong to the bottom. Above all because in its presentation it isn't just a rehash like the 15th Kirby game. It has a nicely dynamic cinematography which contains lots of inventive ways to make these magical theater stages pop out, be it with many moving, colorful props or quirky puppets and stage effects. The only irritation being small cutscenes which are short but still annoying interruptions, because compared to something like Paper Mario, the writing doesn't have any wit. On the other hand, Peach herself and all these quirky power-ups make for a decent mascot with lively animations. As a spin-off, Showtime and its new cast of characters and backdrops gives the Mario universe the most drastic new spin since probably Luigi's Mansion, which is the biggest reason you might want to check the game out at a sizable discount.